Hello everybody, welcome back to Bull Bear Trader. So today I'm gonna go do a US stock review on the indices. The last time I did was July 7, I believe. So it's been a couple weeks. Let's start with S&P 500. So I expected a pullback, right, at around 61.46. However, it did not pull back that much. It pulled back to 6200 and then bounce up. Now is at all-time high, but it closed right below 6300 after made a new time. All right, so what's next? Well, it's still very overbought. Look at this. The slow stochastic showing 98, which is really high. And every time it's like that, we are talking about at least a pullback. But like some of these, it might pull back a little bit and then keep going. And it can be overbought for a long period of time. Right? So now, look like we are at all-time high, extremely overbought. So what's going on here? Well, let's see. All right, let me take these out so it's just cleaner to see. So you can see these are what's it called? The resistance, but now it's become support. So normally every time it breaks above the resistance, it will come back to test again on that line. So now I still anticipate a pullback to test at that line. And if it does, right now the level would be 6180, no, 6190. So its head came up a little bit more, so the line came up as well. So 6190 is what S&P 500 will pull back. But again, it can keep going. If I draw a low to a low, well, guess what? Look like we are crossing at that same point. So it's most likely we're going to see that play out probably this week. All right, so next is SPY. SPY, a little bit different. It's still at the is still moving within the trend, the channel, right? And it's still moving up. It's not, let me see. It's also pretty overbought as well, very overbought. So I also expect a pullback. And if it does, we're talking about 622. So I anticipate it pull back to at least 622. And then we might have a little bounce and then come down a little bit more. So I gotta zoom it in to really see where it is. and basically it will be around 362 that across all of these points. And that's a good test, because if it does not bounce after that and make a higher high, it pretty much will come up a little bit and then pull down. And the next level would be around 612. So 622 and then 612 for SPY. NASDAQ. Well, you can see it's also pulled down very little from over here, right here, right? It's pulled down very little and then bounce again. You can see, check this out. So, check this. So if I use the high to the high, it pretty much at the resistance here. So most likely we'll have a pullback and it will test probably around 22,500. But again, it can run a little bit more. But it seems like everybody is bought in a lot, even for the hedge fund that before were, let's say they were around here, right? And then come up here and they're like, okay, most likely got to pull back. Well, it did here, went way up. And usually when it broke above the previous high, they will chase. So you can see it chased a lot for the past couple weeks. Actually, no, a month. For the past month. So usually when that happens, you might see a correction. QQQ, if I use the, so pretty much the same. So now I'm using the, this is the current trend. So it's right there. It's gonna do this, and most likely gonna come down here. And this level would be 532 here. And over here would be about 546. You can see that when you look at the chart, I always say that when you look at it, you might want to just looking at like the first time you look at the chart and then look at a current trend, and of course everything will change. This is how you trade and predict the next movement, because what your prediction of course will be wrong at one point because probability, but based on the trend and everything, you have to adjust your level as well. So it's not like, oh, it was there before, you think it'll go back there. It might, but it will play at the current trend first before it go back to, let's say for this one at 493, for example. So we don't know. when it's gonna come back, but it will close the gap. We don't know when. And here is 531, 532. So that's another gap. It will close. Next is Dow Jones. So let's close, erase everything here. And we can do a quick, I keep this one because it's the midterm, a little bit long-term support, so I will keep that. And this is the support of the current trend going back to late 24. So when I look at Dow Jones, I say, oh, it might have a little bit more room to go. So I was looking at it July 7. I say gonna go bounce a little bit and then come down. So you saw a little bit bounce, pull back, come up again. So you can see, well, at least here we can still see a bull flag. However, we have a so this is the bull flag right here, right? So it needs to come back and break this level to go higher. Otherwise, the bull flag will be canceled, and then we have high, low, high, low, high, low, lower, low. So if it come down here and then make another lower low, the trend will be confirmed, and most likely it will go down further. So that is, so for Dow Jones, I still think it will come down. Maybe a little bit of a bounce, but most likely within a couple weeks we will see it come down at least about 43,400. So we have to keep that in mind. Russell 2000 IWM, I say most likely it will pull back down to about 215, 214. So it came down about 217 and then bounced. However, you can see this is the trend, the current trend, right? And look like it's gonna touch this resistance and then pull back. But right now, on Friday, looked like it tested the previous high, would go higher, pull back down. So that is one bearish indicator. We have to see how it play out. It look like IWM is the weakest within the pack. So I still believe it's going to test 214, which is right here for the previous low. So we have to see. All right, next, you know what? Instead of oil and other thing, I will quickly go through earning. I have maybe 3 of them to go through. First is Verizon. So Verizon, I haven't looked at it for a while, but let's see. You can see, you can just look, have a quick glance. Right now is about a little bit lower than the mean of 42, right? Or 41, 60. And right now it's a little bit oversold. For long term, it's also oversold. All right, so let's see what's going on for verizon. So that's the high, and this is low. So you can see it already broke the support a little bit. We have to confirm to see how it is. Because of the oversold, tomorrow morning with the earning, if it's just decent, not too bad, we will have a bounce. Most likely at 42 or at least 42.50 to close the gap right here. So 42.50. If the result is really bad, but here I forgot to say that you can see over here it got support level right here. At many pivot point go all the way here. So we have a good support here at this level at 40, 41. So it only come down more if the report is really bad. If it does, we might see at $40 right here. All right, so we will check back tomorrow and see how it go. Domino Pizza. Domino Pizza, let me see. For medium term, for about 2 years, right now it sits a little bit above the mean of 450. So if I do a quick trend line, all right, so you can see it's been bouncing between these and in a way kind of wedge and going sideways for midterm, a little bit long term. For short term, is moving sideways and starting to building a base here. And the good thing is higher than here, so it still have a little bit more to go. All right, so it's not that overbought, but for short term it's a little bit overbought. Not much, just okay, a little bit. So it will be 50-50 here. So we have 500 for the top range. For the bottom range would be, lower range would be 445. So this will be 50-50. Okay. If we do zoom in a little bit, we can see is actually have it actually have a bull flag as well. So maybe the upside will be a little bit more. I would say maybe 55%, and downside will be 45%. Another one, let's see, NXP. I think because it was, wait a minute, this is the right one. is NXPI. So NXPI short term is still doing well. So basically, right now it says bottom range a little bit oversold. For long term is overbought. Oh, sorry, yeah, overbought. Short term a bit oversold, not much so. I see it has more chance of going down actually, but let me draw. For upside we have about 236, 237. So upside we have 237 if it have a good number, but if it's just decent and a little bit bad, we might come down to 212. All right, because of the condition how it is, and right now the very short term is kind of like turning back. So if it just got okay number, we might have a pullback. We talk about like 70% pullback, 30% bounce. And I want to go back a quick look at Netflix. So Netflix, I predicted it's gonna come down to as low as 1160, but it only came down to 1200. So we might want to see how it's gonna play out this week. But I'm pretty sure because of the bear flag, you can see here, bear flag, we will see more. It's gonna go lower, and then here we will have a bounce next. All right, so thanks for watching. Please hit a like, subscribe, and come back for the next video.